Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Psych Talks on Meditation. Uh, I'm really happy to have all of you over here. Those of you who are present with us right now, please chat, comment in your comment boxes, tell us hi, let us know that you are here. Quickly to give you an introduction about Psych Talks for Meditations first. This is an initiative that is Aicha Support Foundation is taking in association with Brahma Kumari's Spark Wing, where we are talking about different types of meditations and how those meditations can benefit you and you can apply them as a part of your day-to-day life. Along with that, for each of the meditations, we also talk about certain research work which has happened on the meditation. Uh, Coincidentally, today we will only be talking about the meditation and not the research, and we will be doing a follow up on the same meditation in terms of research in the coming weeks. Today we have with us Sister Sneha. I'm grateful for her to be over here for helping us and guiding us and throwing some light on the Open Eyes Raj Yoga meditation. Before I give you a quick introduction about Sneha Sister, about Aicha Support Foundation, Aicha Support Foundation is the non-profit wing of ICHAS, that is the Institute of Clinical Hypnosis and Related Sciences. ICHAS and ICHA Support Foundation are dedicated to focusing on your mental health, both by helping people become better mental health practitioners, those who are in the area of coaching and therapy, and also by providing services to those who are in the need of mental health and mental health support. And Psych Talks and Meditation is one of the steps that we are taking in the same directions, because जब हम mental health की बात करते हैं, meditations can be a very powerful tool to help you manage your mental health. And many a times when we are not aware of different types of meditations and different researches on it, we are not sure how to go about it. And this is our effort to make more and more people more aware about meditations, helping them understand how they can use meditation as a part of their day-to-day life. And also, in case you have been practicing meditation and for whatever reasons, if it's not working for you, then what can you do to seek additional help so that you can still move towards living a happier, healthier, and a more fulfilling life. Now, this is a quick short introduction about Aicha Support Foundation. If you have any questions, please ask us in the chat box and I'll be more than happy to answer. As I said, today with us, we have Snaben from the Brahma Kumaris. She has done her degree in microbiology, master's in human resource management, and MSc in value education. She has worked in administration, human resource, and telemedicine for 6 years. She was introduced to Brahma Kumaris in 1987 and has been practicing the principles of Brahma Kumaris since then. Now, she's completely dedicated in the service of humanity through Brahma Kumaris. She has been into training and development since 2000, has conducted lectures, seminars, and workshops of various corporates, sports professionals, hospitals, banks, teachers, youths, and so on. She's also a fellow at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and she has been awarded PhD from the University of Delhi. Welcome, Snehaben. Thank you for joining us for this session today. If you would just please add anything else that you would like to add.
Nothing more. Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you for inviting me for this session. I would like to say that instead of me telling that this is what we want to convey, I would like to know the questions from the audience, what they would like to listen. So accordingly, we can proceed.
Perfect. So all of you who are watching this right now, any questions that you have, please feel free to ask. We will be more than happy to answer that. While all of you ask your questions, I have some of my questions that I'm going to begin with, which I would like Sister Sneha to answer, and then we can take it forward into the questions that all of you have, and I'll also ask all of those questions one after the other. So please keep the questions coming, comments coming, and we can take it forward from there. For all of you who may not know, today's episode is about learning the scientific approach and process behind open-eyed Raj Yoga meditation. And my first question that I would like to ask you is, would you be able to explain about the seed stage meditation?
Before answering seed stage meditation, I would like to explain about what is open eye meditation.
Please.
Because seed stage meditation is part of this open eye meditation. It's not different, but it is in the process of this whole process of open eye meditation. If we listen to the word meditation and most of the forms of meditation that the world is following, more than 90% of the meditation forms are closed eye meditation. And apart from what we do here, I have not heard about any other meditation where they open their eyes and meditate. So, one of the reasons behind open eye meditation is this meditation is also karma yoga. So while you are doing all kinds of activities, still you can meditate. So that is the philosophy behind open eye meditation. And there are two things when we hear the word about meditation. One is we need to position ourselves in some asana, sit at some place, calm place, close our eyes, and then start meditation. So one is about the posture, and two is we need to close our eyes and then start meditating. So the moment we say open eye meditation, so we are opening the eyes, that's a different thing. And two, this meditation doesn't require any physical asana to be followed. It's good that we sit in a position, comfortable position, and start practicing. But as we proceed along, we encourage people to meditate even while doing activities. It can be simple walking, it can be while eating, it can be just waiting for the bus or the cab to come, or traveling along, but still you can meditate, because the basic principle behind this meditation is meditation or yoga itself means connection. So my hands might be doing some kind of activity, but still my mind can be occupied with something else. So what we encourage people here is try to bring back your mind to what you are doing. Be connected to what you are doing, because meditation or yoga is nothing but connection. So the first step is to be connected to with your own self and with the work you are doing. And that is why we encourage people to open their eyes and then start meditating.
All right, perfect. And how different or similar it is from mindfulness?
Mindfulness is also like this meditation. And when I listen to mindfulness meditation, it is quite similar in its approach. But in mindfulness, I don't think so. They open their eyes and meditate. And it's not like the whole in their whole life they encourage people to be mindful of what they are doing. So in that approach it's very similar, but when they are sitting and meditating, they don't open their eyes.
Okay. So, okay. So I'm assuming there are different types of mindfulness meditations also. So probably in some they would close their eyes and some they may not close their eyes. But it's good to know that there is a similarity in terms of being able to focus and being able to be present to what we are doing in a particular moment, if I understand that correctly, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, perfect. And now would you be able to tell us about the seed stage meditation?
Yeah. So, see, like many of the people who come to us to learn meditation, the first thing they ask is, what kind of meditation is this? So, we make them clear that this meditation doesn't involve any asana, it's only related to disciplining the mind. When we talk about mind, it is about the thoughts. So, when we say seed state meditation, it is nothing but focusing our mind on one particular thought. Now, for example, at any given moment, we may be creating one thought, or sometimes it will be n number of thoughts. So, when we say seed state, it is focusing on one particular thought for a prolonged period of time. So that we call as seed state. And if we go deeper into the spiritual aspect of this practice, so it's not just a simple thought, it's a thought based on the truth, truth about my own self, as to who am I, and what are my powers and what are my qualities. So when I say seed stage meditation, the spiritual aspect of seed stage meditation is I am focusing on my reality, my originality, the essence of myself, the essence of the truth of who am I. And I am in that awareness for a longer time. Instead of continuously creating thoughts, I just be in that truth. So that is seed stage meditation.
All right, perfect. So, if I understand correctly, again, C stage meditation is an open-eyed meditation where we are focusing on a singular thought, and the singular thought is the truth of who I am.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. I think that's kind of simple and easier to understand, and gives a lot more clarity to people probably who are looking at focusing and practicing the same. Uh, in some of the episodes that we had a brief discussion about Brahmakumari lifestyle. So, according to you, I would like to know more about the Brahmakumari lifestyle and how this contributes to the overall well-being of Raj Yoga meditation practitioners.
If you look at the lifestyle of Brahma Kumaris, it's quite similar to what we have been following for ages in our culture. So, like early to bed, early to rise, and like our elders used to say, like, while you're eating, you have to be mindful of what you're eating, be respectful to what you eat, think this as a prasad, be grateful to what God has given to you. So, most of the lifestyle is already there in the culture. Only thing is, many of us may be practicing, few of them may not be practicing many things. But here, once we start following this, because we make it a point that you regularly come to the class. Jaise, for example, if we enroll ourselves in a school, so we encourage students to come regularly so that they don't miss out the things. Similarly, once we start doing this, following this lifestyle, we make it a point to follow all these principles regularly, because these principles become a regular constant factor in life. They become a kind of power in our life. Any discipline that is followed constantly becomes a natural habit, and that becomes a power, no matter how the situation are. But still, because of this constant practice, it gives me the power to face that situation. For example, getting up early, or it may be winding up the day's activity and saying a prayer of gratitude to God and writing the diary, going to sleep, or offering food to God and then eating in that gratitude, with that much of mindfulness. Or it could be daily, going through the spiritual knowledge, like in our culture, like they used to say when we were children, they used to say कि जैसे ही आप सुबह उठते हो कि भगवान को याद करो, या फिर भगवान की तस्वीर या जो भी फोटो है उसको देख के नमस्कार करो. So these are simple practices which we used to have, but we lost. So now we are reinforcing those practices so that it becomes a spiritual power.
Okay, perfect. Uh, and if you could share your personal experiences with respect to open eye meditation.
I came to this knowledge, or I started practicing at a very young age. At that point of time, I didn't even know what I was practicing. So I was just some 10 to 11 years old when I started coming to this meditation organization and practices. So when I used to come, I was not actually thinking that, okay, I'm learning meditation, I'm doing meditation, or what is this? Because I was attracted to the kind of knowledge that is being given, and the kind of love and peace I feel, and the kind of sustainability that is being given there. So I was more attracted to that as a kid, and I used to visit. But when the person, the sister who was in the center, used to make us sit in meditation for us as a kids. She used to just play some music and give a few thoughts to us. And she used to tell, just visualize this and you just sit in meditation. And we used to fly like this. I used to be lost in that. And I used to open my eyes and look at a particular point of light or maybe something, but the eye of my mind wouldn't be looking at that image. So I would be lost in the vision of the thoughts that sister used to give. So that is the way I used to meditate as a kid. But as I started practicing more, and then I understood the in-depth knowledge of this meditation, then I started to realize the true power and the meaning of it. So when I started as a kid, it was like sitting and then meditating. As I progressed in life, now it's not like I'm sitting and meditating. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm connected. So though I'm not sitting and meditating, even while doing activity, I'm able to meditate. So that's quite a progress I feel for myself, that from sitting and doing meditation to doing meditation even while performing activity is quite a change.
Perfect. Brilliant. And apart from this, in terms of your emotions, your mental state, any major changes that you have noticed as a result of all the practice that you have been doing?
Yeah. For me, because I started young, so maybe I took it as it's some few things were very natural to me. So when people tell that it's been difficult for me to bring in this discipline or follow certain things, I would ask myself, why is it so difficult? Because I never faced that. It came to me naturally, many things. But few things what I have noticed is, like sometimes people ask me, do you get angry? How controlled are you? Because the more you meditate, the more calmer you become. So I've been keeping a check on the progress of my state of being. So what I would like to say is there is drastic change, yet it is a constant practice and constant attention which I have to keep on myself, because a little bit of I slip my attention and I go back again. So again, I need a lot of effort to come back to that state. So it's a constant attention and constant progress, where I would like to frame it as check and change, keep checking and changing. So if you look at the intensity of the things I had, like for example, anger, like when people don't do what I wanted to happen, or sometimes I may be irritated with my own self. But if I look at the intensity of or how I behaved when I was angry, and now how I look at, there is a lot of change. So I would say the more I pay attention on myself and my behavior, the more calmer I become. I'm able to control myself, and I able to understand myself, and that understanding gives me the power to change myself. So I'm able to change. I don't say drastically, but the intensity has come down. It could be on any things, handling things or handling my own emotions.
So that's actually very well put in terms of being able to understand yourself better, because this is one of the questions that I get asked a lot in terms of therapies and so on. That is it that when we come to a therapy that we will learn to control ourselves? And the answer is no. The idea is not to control yourself. The idea is to understand yourself and work
Yes.
with yourself.
Right.
So it's really good that you've put it in this way, because it makes it easier for people to also understand that when it's not just that you're doing meditations, it's also the objective with which you're doing a meditation, and that
Right.
objective can determine a lot of things in terms of the experiences that people can have. So thank you for putting it so effectively. You also mentioned something about check, and in terms of how you would word it, that was check and
Change.
check and change. But I think that's actually a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. Um, in terms of, because you're talking about overnight meditation and so on, are there any specific mental states or conditions in which this kind of meditation is not advisable?
As of now, I don't know about medical things, but most of the kind of people who come to us, and most of the kind of people whom I have dealt with, when they come with serious mental disorders or serious breakdown, at that point of time, we don't teach them meditation, or we don't tell them you do meditation, because they are emotionally not stable, and they won't be able to follow what we are saying or neither focus. They need a lot of help from us for them to meditate. So at that point of time, I engage them more in some kind of physical activity. And I just tell them, just sit quiet, and I meditate for them. So when I engage them in physical activities, it could be like I say, why don't you write something? Something that is positive. Why don't you write some positive affirmations? And I tell them, why don't you do some gardening? So some kind of physical activity where they have a mental overload at that point of time. So when I do a physical activity, I'm removing that mental overload so that my mind becomes a little bit lighter, and then we can engage them in meditation. So when people come with serious mental disorders or breakdown, we don't encourage them to meditate right away. Maybe later on they can meditate.
Okay, so that's actually also a good point that you've made, because for all of you who are watching right now, this is an important thing to keep in mind. I understand, and we are doing this series, so obviously we understand the importance of meditation, right? At the same time, you have to be careful, because different types of meditations create different effects, and not every meditation is recommended when you are in a particular mental state. So, be if you're not sure whether a particular meditation is right for you or not, please consult someone who is a specialist in that, and they will be able to guide you and support you. If you're having intense emotional issues, then please visit a practitioner, mental health practitioner, probably a psychologist, or someone who can help you and support you. It's good that you want to take care of yourself through meditation and through other self-help activities, but there are places where it may be a good idea to also seek support from experts who may actually guide you in your journey more effectively, right? And one of the primary reasons is, at times it can lead to additional problems that we are not prepared for. So it's just better to be safe and be prepared on those lines. Now,
Right.
before I move into the actual meditation and the step-by-step process that I would like to give, there are a couple of questions people have asked. So can I just take up those questions?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So Satyajit ji have asked how to be in Atmik Sthiti.
So Atmik Sthiti is just being yourself. The moment I understand myself and realize my true nature, and the more I'm practicing that, it becomes natural. Just like how everything about me has become natural. Like if I say my name is Sneha, it's become so natural to me कि subconscious में भी बैठ गया है. But that has come through practice, isn't it? That has come because everybody has been identifying me with that name, and me myself, I'm identifying myself with that. So the more I identify myself with me being the soul, me being the source of this positive energy and all the powers, the more I recognize myself as that and bring that awareness again and again, the more stable I become in that state of mind. Because every thought I'm creating is creating an emotion, and that leads to the state of mind. The more I'm thinking about myself as that being of light, being of a peaceful energy, the more I am able to create that kind of emotion and state of mind. So it's a constant practice, constant attention I need to give.
Perfect. I hope, Dr. Satyajit, that has answered your question. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to ask and I'll surely take that up. Chitranjana has mentioned that open-eyed meditation is kind of little more complicated as compared to closed eyes, because in open eyes we are able to see people, objects moving around us along with thoughts.
Uh, Actually, opening the eyes is natural for us because we have always been opening our eyes and doing things. Closing is something only when we doze off or when we go to sleep, we close our eyes. या फिर कभी कभी हम थक जाते हैं, then we close our eyes. So opening our eyes is a natural thing. So what is this meditation is nothing but जैसे आप कोई चीज को देख रहे हैं अपनी आंखों से, आपके मन की आंख से कुछ और देख रहे हैं. For example, you are watching your favorite football match in TV. So your eyes are fixed on something, your sense organs or somebody is moving. You are able to feel that, sense that, but you don't pay attention, right? Somebody is moving at the back of you, somebody is calling you for dinner, whatever. But still, your mind is fixed to that. It's not just the physical eye, but the mind is fixed to the TV. So, this meditation is similar. My eyes may be open, and there are many activities that are going on, but what my I want, what my mind is taking me, that is what I'm trying to see actually. So it's not like when we are doing meditation, like मैं ऐसे घूर के fix करूं, focus करूं. नहीं, it's a natural gaze. My eyes are open. I am naturally looking at something, but I am creating a thought which I want to feel. सो दिस इज दैट काइंड ऑफ मेडिटेशन वेर इन आप चलते फिरते भी जैसे आप काम कर रहे हैं, आपकी बेटी की याद आ गई, आप ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि आपकी बेटी की याद आपको डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है. नो, इट्स अ नेचुरल थिंग, जस्ट लाइक दैट माय डॉटर्स थॉट केम. So it is like I'm doing something, but my mind can think of something. So thinking is connection. So it's not difficult to open the eyes and think of something.
Perfect. So, Chitranjana, probably I'll add something to that. When we are working with people, because we do at times a lot of hypnotic processes, guided meditations, and so on. For some people, closing their eyes and doing meditation is easier. For some people, opening their eyes is easier. There are people who will actually tell you that the moment they close their eyes, they feel very uncomfortable. For them, probably the best option is an open-eyed meditation, where they are comfortable with their eyes open and yet they are able to go through the experience that they would like to go through. What Sister Sneha said makes complete sense. Sorry, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे?
एंड आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू ऐड कि जैसे आपने बोला कि कुछ लोगों को बंद आंखों में अच्छा लगता है, कुछ लोगों को खुले आंखों में. इट्स ऑल्सो ऑफ द फैक्ट लाइक व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सपीरियंस through the process of meditation, what I think meditation is, because most of the people think meditation माना एकदम शांत हो जाना. तो वो शांत होने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजें डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर रही है, मैं आंखें बंद कर लूं तो शांत हो जाऊंगी. बट मेडिटेशन इज नॉट जस्ट बीइंग शांत. So when I know what I want and what this meditation is actually, so it doesn't matter I open the eyes or close the eyes. That would be secondary.
Perfect. So which is actually another good point, because a lot of times we use the word meditation very blankly. There are different types of meditations. Each meditation has its own objective. Again, each of them are effective in their own ways for their own purposes, right? So it's not that one is more difficult, second is more easy, one is more effective, second is more or less effective. It's just that the objectives are different, and also your comfort level is different. If you are someone who has practiced all your life with your eyes closed, then probably it will take some time for you to adjust to a different type of meditation where you're doing it with your eyes open. For someone else who has been practicing with their eyes open, probably it will take a bit of a moment for them to close their eyes and switch to a different kind of meditation. So there are a lot of variables that take place. We had few months back done a episode on different types of meditations and so on. I'll probably look for the link and I'll share it in the chat box for any of you who's interested. So you can actually go through it and look at how we perceive meditations, different kinds of meditations, and when and where can you apply each of them. Okay. So let me also check अगर कोई और question है तो. Chitranjana, again, I hope that answers your question. If you have a question which is follow up, please ask so that I can take that up. No, I think for now these are the questions. So while we wait for more people to ask us questions, would you be able to guide us, Snehaban, in terms of the step-by-step process? अगर किसी को open-eyed meditation करना है, what are the recommended steps that you will ask them to follow?
Basically, it involves 3 steps, या 4 भी कह सकते हैं. The first step would be knowledge या awareness. Without knowing कि क्यों मेडिटेशन करना है, मेडिटेशन क्या चीज़ है, मुझे उससे क्या प्राप्ति मिलेगी, मेथड क्या है, वो सारी बातें. So everything. So knowledge part is very important. And then once I learn something, or once I get to know, it could be about myself or it could be about the spiritual truth or whatever. So once I know that, the second step would be to contemplate on that. कि मैंने बोल दिया कि आपके अंदर शांति आ सकती है, आप थॉट क्रिएट करो तो आप शांत हो जाएंगे, आपको मानना है तो आप नहीं मानेंगे, तो आप उसके बारे में सोचेंगे. So it's just a statement that I am a peaceful soul. So this is the knowledge part. The second part is contemplating. I'm thinking about कि क्या मैं सच में शांत स्वरूप आत्मा हूँ? So can I be peaceful? You know, have I experienced peace? What is peace for me? So I'm going deeper into that aspect. So the more I'm going deeper, contemplate karte karte, then somewhere I start to experience. Somewhere I start to identify with the truth. तो रियलाइजेशन पार्ट वहां से शुरू होता है. रियलाइज करते करते देन आई बिकम दैट, मैं सच में शांत स्वरूप आत्मा बन जाऊंगी. सो दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेडिटेशन.
Alright, perfect. So that sounds something that all of us should be able to do, right?
Right.
Super. So would you be able to guide us through a quick small meditation on the same lines?
Yes.
Just before that, there is one more question. So maybe I'll put that question up and you can answer that, and uske baad then we can do the quick demo. So Deen Dayal ji says that I do meditate daily and do open eye meditation. It is very helpful to remove anger, anxiety, lust, etc. But when I transfer my good thoughts to the actions, then sometimes there is something that holds me back. So what could it be that is holding me back? I'm assuming that's the question. And what can I do about it?
Sometimes people think कि आप positive सोचो. So I would like to say सिर्फ सोचने से सब कुछ नहीं होता. Because this is the field of action. आप किस में strong बनेंगे, जो habits आप बनाएंगे, whatever habits you create through the actions are more stronger, and those become the force behind the thoughts you create and how powerful you can translate those thoughts into action. My thoughts can be positive, but they might not be powerful enough to translate into action. There are 2 reasons for that. One is my strong habits that will pull me back sometimes because I'm not habituated to put such things into action often or frequently. And 2, because my thoughts may not be so powerful. जैसे हम बोलते हैं विल पावर, एक इच्छा शक्ति, एक दृढ़ता. So my thoughts may not have so much of power to translate that into action. But why do my thoughts not have power? Because every thought is an energy. Just like समय का भी एक एनर्जी होता है, थॉट्स की भी एक एनर्जी होती है, हर चीज एक एनर्जी है. The more I waste my thought energy, the less powerful my thoughts are. So when I understand these 2 things, I think we can overcome this barrier and put our good thoughts into action.
Okay, and there's a follow-up question that he has asked, that something like we should think good thoughts about souls and nature, but when I'm going to tell somebody that don't pollute your thoughts, can't express myself, please help.
मैंने दूसरों को समझाने में दिक्कत होती है। वन थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू टेल इज़ दूसरों को समझाना अच्छा है, बट एक चीज़ है कि अगर कभी-कभी समटाइम्स वी कांट एक्सप्रेस आवर थॉट्स, sometimes we feel bad the way they are handling things, but if we are not able to tell them also, it's okay. But we should be able to do what we want to do and what is right for us in such a way that it creates a kind of vibration, and whoever comes in that vibration in my contact will be able to get that inspiration to follow that kind of actions. You know, instead of telling somebody ki aap hamesha acha socho, somebody is really thinking always bad, and they are creating a mess about their life. So sometimes the person will block themselves from receiving any kind of help. You know, they don't like to be told. So that time we may not tell them. That's okay. You might have good intentions of helping that person, but it's okay. By your positive vibrations, by your positive actions, you can still help that person by creating that kind of environment for that person so that he gets inspired by those vibrations.
Perfect. And that's actually a very good point for all of you watching. As humans, we learn a lot by observation. हम उतना किसी के बोलने से नहीं सीखते हैं जितना observation से सीखते हैं. So if you were to try and tell people that they need to think positive, they need to live a happier life, healthier life, a lot of them already know this. The point is they're not able to do it. So when you at times tell them to do it over and over again, that can only frustrate them even more. But
Yes.
when you start practicing it on your own, you will realize that at a very unconscious level, they're able to observe you, pick up a lot of things from you, and start inculcating in their behavior. It may be a slightly slower process than what we all would like, but it's still a lot more effective than trying to force people into thinking positive, which is unlikely. Also, Deendayalji, there are two links that I'm sharing with you. There's one on communication, which is again an extension of the same meditation episode that we had done, and one on changing thoughts and emotions. The idea is if you are looking from a point of view that मेरे दिमाग में कुछ है जो मैं किसी को एक्सप्रेस करना चाहता हूँ पर नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, एंड बिकॉज दैट्स अ क्वेश्चन जो आपने बहुत एक्सप्लिसिटली पूछा है. So I'm sharing that link with you so that you can go through that video. It should again give you good insights in terms of what steps you can take. And there's another one that I will share with you, which will be on being able to manage your thoughts and emotions in case अगर आपको लग रहा है कि नहीं जब मैं so while the link is about managing thoughts and emotions, it's really about going from thoughts to actions that we focus on and what steps you can take. You can combine that with whatever meditation you're doing currently, and you will realize that it literally helps you take the desired actions that you want to take, right? And powerful tools, please make use of them. And next episode when we are going through these series, if you've used them, if you've got benefit from it, not got benefit from it, please do share with us so that we can probably help you further after that. So thank you, Sneha Ben, for helping us answer those questions. We were getting into the demo. If you could guide us through the demo process.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, what I'll be sharing today as part of the meditation experience is a very basic, simple step for all of us to follow. Like I said, this is open eye meditation, but if people are really uncomfortable and they're really not able to focus on something, they can close their eyes. But I would like to tell them that as you close your eyes, be very attentive. Ki sometimes when we meditate, we may fall asleep when we close our eyes. So it's very important to be alert. So you can open your eyes or close your eyes. This is a simple technique which I'm giving a demo, wherein I encourage you people to follow the thought I'm giving you and then try to visualize that and start experiencing that. So this is the process. And then wherever you are sitting, I would like all of you to sit comfortably in a relaxed position. Just make your body completely comfortable and relaxed. Just take a deep breath. Release it slowly. As your body is completely relaxed, become aware of this feeling of relaxation. Where are you feeling this? As you start to focus on this feeling, you are withdrawing your awareness from your surroundings and focusing on where you are feeling it. Beyond the conscious mind, there is a space of absolute stillness, a space from where thoughts keep emerging. I take my awareness to this point of stillness. I, the soul, am originally full of peace. Deep inside, there is complete stillness. As I become comfortable with the space, the energy of peace radiates from my inner being to my conscious mind, and then slowly to the whole body, reaching each and every cell, filling it with the energy of peace. I am the source of this peaceful energy. As I stabilize myself in this state of mind, the energy of peace radiates to the whole body and to the surroundings. I hold on to this sweet experience of silence, and slowly I become aware of the roles and responsibilities I have. I make a promise for myself to be in this state of mind and then come into action. I promise myself to be in this space and then operate things, because this is my originality. See yourself as a radiating energy of peace, performing every action, being in this state of mind. Take a deep breath, release it slowly. Slowly open your eyes if you're closing. As you open your eyes and see the things in front of you, just remember you are coming from that space of silence, and that silence is lingering behind in your mind. So it is still radiating through your face, in the words you speak and the actions you perform. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you for that amazing experience. I hope all of you who are watching, who went through the experience, were able to benefit from it, and you could understand the benefit and the power of open-eyed meditation, even if you did it with your closed eyes, which is completely okay. Uh, so we have okay. So Deen Dayal ji has said that he would go through the links, and he is really thankful for the guidance. And I would really like to thank you for being here, for helping us understand both the open-eyed meditation and the concept of sage meditation. Anything that you would like to say towards the end?
I would like to say that whatever kind of meditation you've been doing, or if you not have started doing meditation, even though if you don't want to give that fancy name meditation or yoga, just take time for yourself. The more time you spend with yourself, the more power you generate, because you need to be very powerful in this challenging times. And to be powerful, you need to give time for yourself. That is the least thing we are doing. And I would like to convey to all the participants that please give time for yourself, and for that you need not give half an hour, 1 hour separately. Just every day, few seconds in between your daily schedule, in between your activities, take that few seconds, just withdraw, relax, connect to your originality, and then come back into action. This is very, very essential.
Thank you for that message. For all of you, this is one thing that I would like to tell you, that I'm stating this again and again and again, that please remember that it's important for you to focus on your mental health. Uh, we may do a lot in our life, but eventually, if we are not able to manage our thoughts, our emotions, if we are not happier with what we are doing in our life and how we are living in our life, everything else becomes really not as important as you would like it to be. So it's just a question of taking few minutes, few moments of your day to be able to focus on yourself, to take care of yourself. Please do that. And in case you are facing any challenges in your life, there is help, there is support which is available. Please reach out, interact with people, contact people, visit a mental health practitioner, visit your teachers. If you're a part of a meditation group, please visit your meditation teacher so that they can help you, support you, guide you in your journey towards living a happier, healthier, and a more fulfilling life. Sister Sneha, one of the things that we are doing right now is we are actively asking more and more people to pledge that if and when we need help, we would surely connect with someone and seek help. And if I'm not sure whether I need help or not, I would still connect with someone to verify whether I need help or not. It will be great if you could make the same pledge so that others can understand that it's not something that we should pledge when we are having a problem. It's like pledging to take care of your physical health, right? ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है जब आपको फिजिकल हेल्थ में प्रॉब्लम होती है तभी आप सोचते हो that I want to take care of my physical health. Even when you're healthy, you take care of your health. So this it's the same thing that's relevant for your mental health as well.
Yes, thank you so much. You made this point because it's there in our culture, especially related to the physical health. जब तक आप बीमार ना हो तब तक आप डॉक्टर के पास नहीं जाएंगे. Prevention is not a thing that has been practiced in the culture. So they think for granted, health is for granted, and only when absolutely things go out of hand, you need to take help. But prevention is part of the culture, prevention is part of the practice. I may be healthy, but the influences around me are so powerful. To constantly be healthy, I need to have certain good practices. And part of this good practice is to have good company, take people's help. Sometimes I need not take people's help, but helping people also will help me. That's also very good. Sometimes आप दूसरों की सहायता करते करते खुद की सहायता कर रहे हैं. So there are certain good habits you can inculcate which will keep you in good company, so that whenever it's necessary, you can take help and also you can offer your help to people. So it can be physical or mental health. When things become too drastic, they go out of hand, taking control of them will be very, very difficult task. So practice good things so that you don't reach that point. And even if you start to feel that you are reaching there, before it's too late, just take help.
Perfect. Thank you for saying that. And I really hope that we are able to connect again in future and have more episodes like these. For all of you who are watching, we will be back next week with another episode, another meditation, and hopefully we will have the person for research as well, so that we can talk about the researches that have been done on that particular episode. Thank you. I would see you all next week at 7:30.
Thank you so much for having me. Om
Thank you.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.